Hey there, everybody. Professor Cloud here with a new building series called Farthest Frontier. Now, let's call this my first look at the game. This is a game that I know is very popular amongst city builder fans. It was created by the same developers who, weirdly enough, created a phenomenal action RPG called Grim Dawn. But it also, as I said, has a great following for city builders, especially those that are more interested in survival city builders, and that's what this game is really focused on. It's because you are going to have to deal with the elements, you're going to have to deal with attacks from animals and things like that. So I have played around with it just a little bit. 45 minutes is about all, just enough to learn what the game is about. Is it something I'm going to be interested in? And I'm hoping you're going to be interested in it as well, because I'd love to start a new series to go along with the other ones that I'm doing, for something that's just a little bit different, but still in the same vein of city builder. So let's go ahead and jump right in with a brand new settlement. And we're going to go down the custom route of this. So we're going to do custom settings. I didn't get that warning before. Okay. I actually have not seen any particular issues with running custom settings, because I ran custom settings before. So the one thing that I want to disable at the top is disabling raider attacks. That's really the only thing that I want to disable. I have no problem with animal attacks. I have no problem with hunger, desirability, disease, anything like that. Those are part and parcel with these kinds of games, in my opinion. But I did want to disable raider attacks, at least for a first, kind of full playthrough of the game. There is no real campaign that I've been able to see. This is, hey, you learn how to survive or you die. Aside from that, I'm going to leave everything else as normal. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave everything else as normal and just go ahead and click confirm. And that is going to be our new settlement, and it's very close to the Trailblazer difficulty with number of resources, hostile forces, and healthcare. But we're going to, as I said, just remove the raiders from the hostile resource or the hostile forces capability. My name is perfectly fine. As far as map size is concerned, we've got Idyllic Valley, Lowland Lakes, Arid Highlands, Plains, and then, of course, each one of these has their own specific difficulty. I think for this being my first playthrough of the game, or my first playthrough, I don't think is the right word. My first run of the game, there we go. I think we'll go ahead and stick with Idyllic Valley. And then map size, I think we'll just go ahead and stick with medium as well. The name is actually perfectly fine. Jotunheim? Okay, that's great. It's a standard Norse name. Anyone who's played God of War should recognize that name. So let's go ahead and jump in.
Life can be harsh everywhere. But in the old world, there was no hope of it ever improving. When our crops failed, the ruling class would still collect the same share, leaving our children to starve. And if we had any coin to our name, the taxman would appear, demanding it for the crown. The nobles hid behind the safety of their walls and did nothing when raiders pillaged the outskirts of the city. And so, some of us decided that it was time to leave. That we'd rather take our chances in the wilderness, seeking the promise of a new land, than starve to death in our homeland. The journey wasn't easy. We lost many along the way. But this wild, unsettled land offers us the hope of a new start as the masters of our own destiny.
Okay. Here we go. We finished scouting the surrounding area. Survey the land your villagers have explored and choose a promising site to construct your town center. It's important to choose a location that's near the resources you'll need to build a successful settlement. Things like clay, iron, ore, and potential food resources. Okay, so let's scroll up. We have... Alright, I do want to be somewhat near the water, because the water is going to provide us with fish. There's a good amount of wood there. That's a wolf den. There's some ore. There's some herbs. Rock. There's a set of ruins. Alright, I want to try and keep away from the wolf den if possible, so maybe here. Are you sure you want to place your town center at this location? Sure. So the first thing that I did learn is we need to focus on gathering wood. We need to gather herbs or some kind of food. So we're going to do harvest. I'm going to do all of that, and then what I want to do is get that and that. So get people gathering wood, people gathering any kind of food. Yes, we're going to get a lot of messages about housing shortage. So there is fish. This is... Alright, that's a patch of herbs. That's greens. Alright, I want some of that too. I don't think that the herbs are going to be all that beneficial to us from a food perspective yet. Let me try and keep a little bit low, otherwise you can lose track of what's going on in the game. Let me go ahead and speed things up a little bit, because the early parts of the game are always the slowest. This is going to give us room for housing. I don't know what... Oh, this is a deep clay deposit. Oh, wow. That's cool. Alright, as soon as this clears up, I'm going to go over here so that we can get access to these herbs. Deer sighted. Well, that's good to know. We'll be able to put a hunter's cabin out here to get meat. We got greens there. I don't know what hawthorn is. Oh, it's berries. Hawthorn are large thorny shrubs in the rose family that produce red berries, which ripen late in the fall. In times of desperation, hawthorn berries are one of the last remaining... Oh, it's a desperation food. Well, that's good to know. Alright, so we've got our town center. Very good. We are not going to be able to upgrade it for a long time. Firewood is a critical resource for your settlement's continued survival. Stockpiling enough firewood ahead of your winter will ensure that villagers have a warm shelter to return to in the cold months. So we do need to make sure that we're collecting firewood. Right now we have logs, but we do not have any firewood. Your village is critically low on firewood. Yes, I know. So we need to look at the building menu. We need storage. We need resources. So there's a basic well, firewood splitter. So the firewood splitter I want closest to a good amount of trees. The problem, maybe here? So this kind of gives you an idea of how much wood is close by. I think this is a good location for it. And then we're going to need storage. Let's place that here. Except for we can't. Predators are attacking. What? Oh, it was wolves. And we have lost 3 villagers. 2 villagers. Oh, goody. Well, I've never had that happen before. This may be the shortest run in history. Alright, so we do at least have somebody working on firewood, so that's good. Yeah, we definitely have to get that up and running as a priority right from the get-go. It's herbs. What are they gathering? Oh, they're gathering stone. Okay, let's do a little bit of this. And we're gonna... There's a way to deselect. There it is, shift. There we go. That'll tell them to go over here. Also to focus on getting this one piece of wood, so that we can build the storage. Or this one rock, sorry. I don't know why I said wood. Then we can finally start to build housing. I've got until winter to get the housing up. And considering we just lost 2 humans, or 2 settlers, there's not enough housing available. I don't know why I keep clicking on that. I know that there's not enough housing available. Oh, because of the death, we actually... Nope, we didn't. Never mind, we're good. A villager has died. I know. Or did we lose a 3rd? Oh, we lost a 3rd. Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, that's going to make life very difficult. Very, very difficult. At least we did find a good amount of trees to chop down now. And we actually found hazelnut bush, too. So that's good. That'll be good for foraging. I told you we were going to keep seeing messages about housing shortage. Alright, so this is getting ready to change. I do want them to gather these greens, though. Are we done with this freaking... There we go. We can finally build the storage. I want the storage to be close to the town center to make it easy to get access to the firewood that's going to get collected. Oh, I didn't know that you had access to the professions. I told you I've only played about 45 minutes of it, so I didn't learn about any of this. It doesn't let us change anything, though. Workers cannot be assigned here while auto refill professions is enabled, which is up here at the top. Okay, I think we'll leave auto refill then turned on for now. But at some point, I'm probably going to want to change that. Alright, so we got 20 firewood. That's really good for 9. Alright, let's see. What is our harvesting scenario here? I'm guessing we're going to have to put a forager there. We can't harvest that, apparently. Alright, let's do you and you and you. Alright, so we've got our stockyard. I need to remove all these trees so that we can start putting housing down. I love having this infinite deep clay deposit here. That's fantastic. Alright, so we're coming up on summertime. Alright, these are greens. I think I'm going to need to put a forager out here soon. Stockyard. We've already got... Oh, this is all storage. Resources. We're also going to need the basic well. Saw pit is for planks. I don't need that. Oh, food production. This is what I want. There's the hunter's cabin. Forager shack. Place for foragers to store food items collected from the environment around the village. Foragers can provide essential resources like fruit. Okay, let's see. I want it near... as many as I can. So let's put it... What is that one? Yeah, I want to put it and make sure that it can get access to the greens. Okay, let's do that. Alright, and now that we've collected some wood, let's put down a couple of housing. Each house stores 2 of our villagers. How do I rotate again? No. There it is, tab. The box up here shows how many are housed versus how many are not. So, thankfully, we're only going to need to put in 3 more housing. Oh, report for the last 12 months. Cool. I don't think I've ever looked at this before. And this is all based on food. There's goods and materials. And villager info. How did I get access to the professions? I don't even remember how I did that. Villagers require homes to be happy and healthy, and to provide shelter from the elements. As villagers immigrate to your town, you will need to construct more houses to meet the demand. Villagers will automatically inhabit any available living space. Alright, I need to... Alright, let's do all of this again to give us room. Work areas. Some buildings have a work area in order to function. The circle defines where villagers will seek resources in the world. For example, a hunter's cabin work area defines where a hunter will go to seek out game to hunt.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, we are going to want... That's greens. Deer sighted. We're going to want to put a hunter's cabin there. Do we have enough wood to do so? We put it, say, here. Yeah, it doesn't say that there's anything else nearby. Alright, so let's do that. And then the next thing we're going to focus on is... There's how I did it. Yeah, so we've got one firewood splitter, one forager. We're going to get one hunter. And then after that, we're going to kind of have to leave things alone, leave people alone, simply because we don't have that many villagers. I'm going to need everybody else for foraging. I will do fishing after the next season. We do need to put a well down. Alright, so I was wrong. I'm sorry. It's 4 per household. So we need to put down one more house. Apparently I'm not allowed to. As your people adapt to their surroundings, they will also innovate new discoveries to help make their lives easier. Invest your newfound knowledge in the technology tree to improve means of production, unlock new buildings, and enhance the capabilities of your military. Okay, let's try that again. You'll notice there is a desirability aspect to this. That actually will improve as the village itself improves. So, alright, let's do that. And then here is our technology tree. Tiered like most would be, but we can go ahead and select one thing right now. So we've got +2 more resources gathered per forage source, minus 25% fertility loss from planted crops, which we're not doing farming at the moment. It will be something we'll want to do. Plus 15% speed of farmer field work. Taxation. Hygiene, minus 25% reduced chance and spread of cholera, dysentery, and typhoid outbreaks. Plus 20% base knowledge generation. Defensive barricades. Militia. Spotters, view distance for lookout towers. Adjustable shoe, minus 25% work to produce shoes. Stone cutting, minus 20% work to mine stone deposits. We also have production logistics, so minus 10% work to produce firewood, pottery, linen, soap, and plus 10% tree felling speed. What I think I'm going to do is go with the foraging one to start with. I think that's a good place to start. While we are doing this, okay, so we do have, there's the hawthorns that have become available. Bird's nest. Alright, let me slow things down, because I want to focus on this a little bit. Food is essential to your settlement. Villagers that go hungry will rapidly perish of starvation and suffer reduced happiness, which in turn impacts their productivity and birth rates. All food eventually spoils. Yes, so there are specific types of storage. So the stockyard is primarily for stone and wood. But there is the storehouse, which is better for food items. And then there's a root cellar, which is even better for food items because it's temperature controlled. So, Desirability is a measure of how appealing an area is to live in. As such, this mechanic only impacts shelters. A high desirability is a prerequisite for shelters to upgrade to higher tiers. Higher tier homes generate tax revenue, have increased occupancy, and are required for town center upgrades. Okay. Now, I don't see... Oh, here we go. It won't let me click on this particular exclamation point. Oh, we need well water. That's right, we need the well. Where was the well? Was it food? Nope, it wasn't food production. Resources? Yes. Let's put it here. Because it does need to be close by to the houses. Yeah, we'll put it right here. Alright, so we've got enough housing now. That's great. We should have, well, we could stand to have a little bit more firewood. Let's get some more trees being chopped down. The hunter should be... Okay, we do have a hunter. He hasn't killed anything yet, unfortunately. I mean, look, the deer are still alive. Okay, that's just a plain rock. That's what I wanted to know. Yeah, I need to put in a new type of storage. Firewood splitter, saw pit. We don't need to worry about the saw pit right now. That'll be something we'll worry about. More people wish to join your settlement. Uh-oh. I'm going to need another house, I think. More people await word to join your settlement. Amass a 4-month supply of food and 6 houses. Maintaining significant food stocks will help attract more people to your town. Okay. So we need 3 more houses, and we need 4 months of food. I don't know how to judge that one. Your settlement needs a graveyard to bury the dead. Yeah. I don't know where that is. Is it amenities and services? It is. There's a graveyard. I don't want to put it near the settlement, though, because then it's going to... Alright, let's do this. It won't let me deselect it. There. Wow. Okay. Weird. Oh, and there's a clay deposit right there, too. Okay. I need to do the storage. Yeah, I'm going to wait for this to get cleared, and then I'll put the graveyard maybe out here somewhere. And actually, what I think I'm going to also... Well, where is everybody, by the way?
Hello.
Hi. Oh, she's the forager. Oh, I can set production limits. We've got the well now. Yes, we do. Excellent. Okay, we just got a huge chunk of firewood. Excellent. All right, let's go back to speeding things along a little bit. I wonder if they're going to hold me to, you know, once the ground gets hard, I'm not going to be able to do a graveyard. What is this? Deep coal deposit. Okay, so we've got a deep coal and a deep clay deposit when we get to that point. That's very cool. That should hopefully make the latter parts of a run more efficient. What's over here? Hawthorne. I have no idea what this is. Excavation site. Ruins left behind by a forgotten people. Once a temple is constructed, it can be excavated to discover relics and wealth from the past. So that's also a later game opportunity. Okay, we've got snow coming in. I don't think they're going to let me build. The graveyard will ensure deceased villagers receive a proper burial and lessen the grief of their household. Without a graveyard for expedient burial, bodies can remain longer, spreading disease. Yeah, see, that's what I want to avoid. Okay, so I just built a graveyard. Something tells me, though, I'm not going to get anything from it. We do have meat now. We have 4 in our food stores. That being said, that does remind me I need to put in storage. I don't know if they're going to let me do it right now in the winter, because normally wintertime, like, all work stops. Or most work stops. I'd like to do the root cellar, especially because of the meat. I should be able to do it. Beginning of the next season, I want to start looking at doing both crop fields as well as the fishing shack. Don't like the sounds of that. Actually, it really doesn't matter. They're not going to do any work during the winter. He's got some pelts. He's got some tallow. Dude's doing well. Alright, what is this? Let me see what this means. 4 months of food in public storage, 4 months of food lost to spoilage over the next 12 months. Hence the reason for the root cellar. Alright, so that actually then is what we needed to know for the bringing in of more people. Okay, so now that the storm's over with, they're out working. All right, let's prioritize you. I really don't like hearing the sound of the wolves. Not a fan of that sound at all. Alright, I am going to want to harvest. Alright, so we hit the new year. That's one full year done. Very good. Through the town center, you have the means to enact policies. With policies, you can fine-tune various aspects of your settlement's production, defense, and even happiness. All policies have positive benefits, but many also come with trade-offs that may not be suitable for your villagers. Mix and match policies to achieve the best results. Okay. Didn't tell me, though, how to do policy. Alright, let me slow things back down a second because I want to... They're working on the root cellar right now. They're working on the graveyard right now. Alright, one of the things I very much want to do is harvest this guy. And I want to harvest you and you. Okay, so we've got the root cellar now. Partially underground structure used to store food at a reliable temperature, reducing the rate of spoilage. Exactly. Exactly. So it can store meat. It can store berries. It can store greens. So basically everything that we have here, it can store fish. All of those things are going to be available to us for storage now. So that puts us in a really good position from a spoilage perspective. What is this? Knowledge. Okay, we got 2 months. Okay, this lets us know how many months until the next one. All right, we have got more than enough firewood. We need to get some more trees. Okay. Alright, we've got the graveyard. Our dead are buried. Excellent. I think the next thing is the fish shack. So let's do that. So it needs to be on a shoreline or near a shoreline. And then it's a question of where is it going to get good fish. Fishing areas 7. Fish count 333. Fishing productivity 140. I think this is probably a good spot. Because I don't really see... Well... I guess the fish count is for the body of water itself. Okay, hold on. What is the shoal of fish? What does that mean? A particularly large group of fish is gathered in this spot and will provide a bonus to fish yield. Okay. Then, yeah, we want to put it there. I was trying to get some of these rocks because we're getting ready to run out of stone. We're down to 16 tons, or whatever the measurement is in this game. It hasn't really stated. What do we got here? Clay deposit, okay. So it's not that many fishing areas. But yeah, I need to... Crap. I need to get rid of all of this. Alright, so I think I'm going to have to prioritize this. Okay. And then for this, I don't know how to prioritize it. I can't seem to prioritize a group of things. Of course, they're also still working on this stone over here.
As you wish.
Oops, that's... I don't know why that was. Okay, knowledge. Let's see. Now we've got venting chambers, which reduces work to produce smoked meat and smoked fish. That's something, once we start collecting fish, and I have both the hunter's cabin and the fish, I'm going to want to put a smokehouse in. That way we're not just storing raw meat anymore. So plus 30% fish replenishment. We haven't started fishing yet, so maybe next time. Sustainable farming, fertility loss from planted crops. Let's see. I need something that's going to work now. Let's go with hygiene. Yeah, let's go with hygiene. Oh, we lost some food due to spoilage. I guess the berries hadn't been moved to the root cellar in time. That's a shame. No. It is what it is. I mean, there's not much we can do about it. That is the name of this. This game should be called Spoilage in Harvest. Or Spoilage Harvest, something like that. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, though, does it? Or Spoilage Frontier. There we go. Instead of Farthest Frontier, Spoilage Frontier. I may at some point want to put another forager over here because there's all kinds of greens and herbs over here. But for now, we'll just leave it the way that it is. I think I'm good. Considering the number of villagers that I have, I'm in good shape. Alright, so we've got 6 months of food now. They only needed 4. Let's go ahead and put down some new housing. Or some more housing, I should say. So my plan is to put it there. And then run a road between them. If I can figure out how to build a road. Dirt road. Okay, so that was what they wanted. Amass a 4-month supply of food. We've done that. And 6 houses. We've done that. Okay. Alright. Okay, good. We are good to stand up our fishing shack now. I don't like that I have to put it right on the clay deposit, but we've got the infinite clay deposit over here, so I'm not particularly concerned. Yeah, let's get the fishing shack in place, combined with the root cellar. Then we can take a look at where to put the smokehouse. I don't know why this isn't closing. More people await word to join your settlement. Amass a 4-month supply of food. We've got 7 and 6 houses. I've got that. Yeah, I don't know why it's not doing anything, or why that's not giving me more people. I want more people. Alright, let's get our fish shack in place. I have to be careful about how many jobs I have, because then I won't have people to actually do gathering. Alright, what have we got for gathering now? Still working on that stone. Alright, let's do that. Because the next thing that I want to do from a food perspective is set up some farms. Oh, there's a... Okay, incoming travelers wish to immigrate. 7 people have arrived at your village. They have plans to immigrate. Will you accept them into your village or turn them away? Accept them. Awesome. There's the people that I wanted. Fantastic. We already did this. I don't know why it's sitting up there, but... And we already had room for everybody, so that's good. I think what I'm going to need to do, though, now is really focus on getting food. So, because, I mean, we didn't quite double our population, but close. So I may want to put a second hunter, a second forager, and a second fisher. And by the way, I know that's not the name of the fisher, the name of the profession. Alright, good. They're clearing out this area. You know what? I think I am going to do exactly that. So let's turn off auto refill. And... oh, I can't. I wonder why. It's because the buildings themselves have limits, that's why. Yeah, the buildings themselves have limits. Okay. So the only thing I would be able to do would be to add in another hunter. Okay, let's see. We do have wood. I want to put in the smokehouse. So the smokehouse dries and cures meat and fish, greatly extending how long these foods keep before spoiling. A constant supply of firewood is needed to keep the smokehouse alive. That's not, though, producing more food. I need to produce more food. I think our better option is to do crop fields. I don't want to put it too close to the... I definitely don't want to go over there because that's too close to the wolf den. Maybe here. Environment fertility factor 90%, yield 305 to 976. All right, let's give that a try. We are getting ready to get another knowledge point, and I think once we get that knowledge point, that is where we'll wrap up this first episode of Farthest Frontier. It's a little slow going at the very beginning. We are going to need to start putting in some additional buildings for planks, wood planks, as well as stone blocks and things like that, so that we can start to move forward and get access to other buildings. This rock is still going. Still got 12 pieces left. The good thing, though, is after this is done, I won't need to focus too much on stone for a bit. I've got 65 of it at the moment. We got more than enough firewood, though, leading into the next winter month, set of winter months. Okay, so we're putting in the farm. I don't know what this lady is doing here at the graveyard. And there's no graves. We definitely had 3 people die very early on. Thankfully, the wood splitter has still got plenty of trees to go off of. This guy's doing well. He's caught 33 fish. You know what? Even though we've got the farmers going right now with the farmland, you know what? Let me prioritize this. I don't think we're going to get anything out of it this season, unfortunately. Yeah, and it's taking a very long time to do. I probably should have made it smaller. Well, I mean, you live and you learn, I suppose. Let's speed up a little bit more. I'd like to find another hunting location. Even if it was a little ways away. Oh, okay, here we go. There's one out here. Knowledge generated. Okay, so let's do sustainable fishing. Yeah, we've got another deer sighted out here. It might not be a bad idea to build another hunter's cabin. So like here, it's got a little bit of overlap, but down to 1800. And we've collected 7 months worth of food. I still think I should have put in a smokehouse. But we'll have to contemplate that in the next episode. So this is Farthest Frontier. It's a very different kind of city builder from Anno, and very, very different, obviously, from the Jurassic World Evolution. So let me know in the comments, or by hitting the thumbs up button if it's content that you like. If this is a game that you are going to be interested in, I would love to keep playing it and doing runs of this game, just like I do runs of the other games that I was just mentioning, as well as hopefully some others for the future. But I'm enjoying it so far. Don't get me wrong; I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to get harder, and I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like. So hopefully you'll be around for it. And I will see you in the next episode of Farthest Frontier. Talk to you soon.